Hi everybody, welcome to the Fired Up with CJ show. Today we are going to spark you up, and we have the right people to do it. We have Sarah Hebert and Claudia Cheyne-Cook, who are the co-creators of Spark. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's fun to be here.
And it's fun to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Spark. What does it mean?
Well, SPARK, I'll tell you quickly, is an acronym actually, and what it stands for is show up, play, awaken, remember, and know. And it's a very experiential workshop, and it's kind of more telling if we can actually do and play rather than me just talking about it.
Yes.
But what I'd like to say is that we offer an invitation to people to let their curiosity and spontaneity take them to that core, that center of creativity and wisdom that's always there and present, but often forgotten or ignored. So Spark ignites that connection.
Yeah, and I think I'm curious about you guys, because it seems like it's becoming more and more part of research even, that people are saying fun is important. Is that what you guys, is that what inspired you, or is it just experience, or?
Well, I think Claudia has spent a lot of her life doing different forms of play, and I have a young child who just reminds me so much of how important it is. And so as I began to see that, then I began looking at the research.
Yeah.
And research is really pretty astounding. I mean, you can tie play deprivation to criminal behavior.
Wow.
And you can tie play and active curiosity to innovation. So both ends of the spectrum have evidence of how important it is, and we know that our society is deprived of it right now. We have, there's hundreds of organizations of people trying to save children's play. So if they're trying to save kids' play and playgrounds and things like that, imagine how adults are doing.
Yeah. Why do you think we lost our sense of play?
Well, that's a huge issue, really, culturally, for adults and children. And what we do know is that, people are so busy, and there's all this somber productiveness, and we're busy, we're in our heads, we're always trying to become, trying to achieve, trying to amass wealth, gain status, collect stuff and information, and where play is being, play is now and presence, and it's about not knowing, and therein lies the beauty of discovering surprise.
Right. Yeah. We're a society that doesn't like surprise. We don't like being, and the only kind of play that we do is like competing against each other. Right.
Yeah.
That's the kind of only play. It's like board game play. Who's going to win at the end of the game?
And then there's that recognition, which again it's about becoming recognized, as a winner.
Right, exactly. It's not even that we want to actually play so that we can win and then have our ego stroked. It isn't just the playing for the sake of playing anymore, too.
Right. Because that's what play is, simply for the sake of play.
For no purpose at all. No purpose or direction.
Yeah, and there's this great quote that we love that is very indicative, I think, of our society and culture now, which is that the opposite of play is not work, but depression. And, depression is very, rampant in our culture, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so how do you get people to add that sense of spontaneity, that sense of being, that sense of play back into their lives?
Well, our workshops are one way.
Okay, so what are you doing in your workshop that kind of helps people?
Well, we bring into the workshop our own playfulness and curiosity, and we have games, and we have bubbles, and we have balloons, and we have movement exercises, and music, and art pieces, and it's just, we give people all different modalities of experiences that they are in. And we pair that with really gentle but mindful heart work, and we open up things through the experiences, and we bring them even more to consciousness through the content that we surround it with. And when Claudia and I were thinking about how do you get it back, well, the just try it. Just do it. Be a little silly, you know. Come out of the grocery store, or maybe the bank is a better example. Because you don't have anything in your hands. You know, skip from the door to your car, and how many seconds into it are you smiling? You're probably smiling. As soon as you lose the self-consciousness of thinking what other people are looking at you.
It's just fun.
Get out it.
Go swim.
Interesting.
Or,
and one of the things that you said when we were talking before the show, you said, "Oh no, we're doing bubbles! Yay!" So how does, not to get all serious on you, but how does, you made an interesting comment that you said, Sarah, I was talking to you, you said that play is related to goals, and I didn't. That was kind of orthogonal for me. How is play related to achieving your goals?
Well, so one of the things that play does, that we see and that we experience, is that it gets us to who we really are. Mm-hmm. It gets us to those things that are innate in us, that our heads override.
Ah, I see.
And when we just apply our intellect and our muscle to the goal, we miss our wisdom. You miss our wisdom, and when you find places in your life to open up your wisdom, the clarity that it brings in whatever it is that you're working on or working toward, it's just, it's the difference between, you know, trying to find your keys with the lights on and trying to do it in the dark.
That's a great analogy. And I think what happens when I do play, my heart opens, and when my heart opens, then I'm coming from the problem from a totally different perspective. And in some ways, oftentimes with goals, that's where you want to be coming from, your heart, not necessarily your head or your body or some other place than the conditioned like thinking about it. So probably a lot of that spontaneity brings up a lot of new ideas, innovative ideas that you wouldn't have if you were just you know, sitting down and typing a Word document about it.
Right. And then you feel what that feels like. And that's always coming from that center. It's always true. And it's always wise. And it's always right for you.
Fun. So we're going to, in the next two sections, we're going to do some really fun demonstrations of sparking me up using your work. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you in the next segment. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.